Hey and welcome to Neverwinter with Aragon. So I want to give a bit of a heads up. Boons are still broken. They got a pretty critical bug that you should definitely be aware of, lest you end up wasting tons of astral diamonds or reroll tokens. You can see the evidence of the bug right here. An advanced boon costing me 6 points for a 1% control bonus, and I can do that 4 times. Let me show you that it is still the case when we actually fill out these initial points. We need to spend 45 in order to access those advanced boons. So let's just go with these. They're the base ones to get as a damage dealer. And then make sure to pick up your damage and damage resistance against specific enemy types, depending on what content you play. But once we have all 45 spent, as you can see right there, we now have these advanced boons, and they are still so broken. We'll just put one click here, we're on available 40, and there we just spent 6 boons. So yes, it's a bug that absolutely will just consume your boon points without giving you any benefit in return. We spent another 6, we're down to 22, another 6, we're down to 16. We just spent 24 boon points to get 4% control bonus. And somebody unknowing might do that and accidentally have committed it. And now you're sitting with just only 16 boon points left, wondering where did they all go? And so you're like, oh shit, I better go and retrain them. And you spent 60,000 astral diamonds just to retrain. It's so easy to just screw this up and end up wasting boon points where you should not be. Like here, it cost me 5 boon points for 1% incoming healing. And that, like, available 40. Now we spend all this, available 20. It's kind of ridiculous that this still exists. And this started back when they introduced the change to boon points, allowing you to get multiple advanced ones, multiple master boons, which, don't get me wrong, was a great change, but they didn't go and fix this. And I reported this when they made that change with the boon system, and it's still not being fixed. So hopefully you're aware of this, but there is a workaround where we can go and reset these back so that they're not going to cost like 6, like this one doesn't anymore. So there's a way, and like you can try just committing that and you're just wasting it. You can try retraining it, removing it. You can relog, reset your game, do whatever you want. Nothing's going to fix it except this one workaround. You will need to go and retrain your boon points. Then once you have everything reset here, make sure you go fill out, get your 45 that you want. There's no bug here at all. And then you unlock those advanced boons. Now, in order to reset them back down to 1, you have to follow these steps specifically. You need to increase the boon point that costs 1. And there should always be one here that costs 1. Increase it by 1 and then reduce it by 1. And this will, as you see, reduce the cost of these other ones. Now we need to find the boon point that costs 1. This one. Increase it by 1, reduce it by 1. And now it's reduced the other ones and it's switched. Increase this one by 1, reduce it by 1. Then we go over to this boon point, increase it by 1, reduce it by 1. Then over to this one, increase it by 1, reduce it by 1. And then this one, increase it by 1, reduce it by 1. And everything's reset back to normal. Everything costing 1 boon point each. We can now go and get like our forte. We increase it, just make sure you check down here. It's 39, 38, 37, 36. That's correct. We spent 4 boon points just to get the 4% forte. We can commit that. For some reason, it actually went and spent 8 boon points instead of 4, even though we went and committed the changes. So this workaround is not perfect. And we just went here and wasted more astral diamonds doing that. Let's just commit the changes on our first 45 boon points. Go to our character, go back to our boon points. Have a look. It's a mess. Increase this one, reduce it. Increase this one, reduce it. Increase this one, reduce it. Increase this one, then reduce it. This one, reduce it. This one, reduce it. Everything's back to 1. We spend 1 boon point in here and we commit that. It is still broken, and I'm not even sure a workaround on that. I personally hadn't realized that it could still consume more boon points than it should, even when it displays it's only going to consume 4 of them. What a mess. Yeah, I don't really think there is a full workaround to it. You can somewhat avoid it by increasing and reducing these, supposedly resetting their visual costs back, like this. And now if I want action points and I increase this one, it's correct. They should now cost 2, as getting a third one will cost us that much. But this should only cost us 4 boon points. You should be at 28. That is correct. That worked properly. It only cost us 4. But the rest are gone all wonky again. Increase, reduce, increase, reduce, increase, reduce, increase, reduce. And now if we spend this, they should all go up to 3. Yeah, correct. We set that, and now we should have spent a total of 8 boon points, but we actually only spent 4. Wow. That is, I guess, then bugged in our favor in that regard. Let's try the next one. If we want to get another advanced boon for some reason, usually as a damage dealer, just go with those 3. But sure, you could get incoming healing or say stamina regen. I think the incoming healing one's probably a bit more valuable because then you can get like bigger shields from those shielders. So it should cost us a total of 12, which it is doing so, as it shows here available 12, and we'll commit that, and it actually consumed more than 12 because we're down to 4. It cost us 20 boon points for that. So it is still bugged, and I'd just be very careful with your advanced boons. Ultimately, I wouldn't prioritize getting advanced boons that highly, specifically with this bug. Just make sure you get enough spent so that you can unlock master boons on their max tier, which is 60. So you can just avoid advanced ones altogether. You get your base 45 here, and then you can already start getting master boons. So let's say we're going to go with Bloodlust. We can spend 2 points on it, and then that's it. The first one's free, like we have there. But then life lessons, it's going to cost us like 4 for the first ones. Then we want to say get even enhanced application as well. And then like blessed advantage as well. And now we're over the 60. And now we should be able to, if we commit these, to spend it to get the 3rd tier. And that way you can just circumvent advanced boons altogether. And from there, I would also get like Blessed Resilience, can be very useful for survivability if you're running with a healer. So if you're in doubt, absolutely just skip those advanced boons. They're currently completely bugged. It's just ridiculous that it's still like that. You can mess around with the somewhat of a workaround, increasing one and reducing one, and that way you can reset them, but sometimes it's only the visual cost you're resetting, and you won't know until you actually commit the changes whether you can end up spending like double the amount of boon points than you should, like we had with the Forte many times already in this video showcase. It was costing me 8 boon points instead of it only should have cost 4. And then we even got as far as like welcome blessings with the incoming healing, which cost us 20 where it should have only cost us 12. So yeah, just avoid advanced boons right now if you want to save yourself some Astral Diamonds and the hassle of retraining, because that just adds up to quite a lot of cost. You make a few mistakes there and you get caught out by this bug, which is nothing to do with you. It's not your fault at all. And you end up having to spend a penalty cost for that. Honestly, I would love the devs to just completely remove this. It's ridiculous at this point in the games. Just why should we have a cost to retrain our builds to adjust things? Same with our feats. There should be no cost involved. We should be able to switch them when we want to, as long as we're at like a rest campfire. I don't see the sense in there having to be a cost, other than, sure, it's a free-to-play game and they want to tease out as much money of you, but I think it's just horrible to have those retrain costs on top of having the system bugged, forcing you to retrain to circumvent this thing that they will not fix. Sure, the devs might not be aware of it. I don't know why they aren't, because it has been reported multiple times, not just by myself, even from the very beginning when this boon change came out. So either get it together, fix it, or make it so it costs nothing to retrain. And yes, give some compensation with regards to retraining tokens if you still want them to exist. Because frankly, it's quite ridiculous, the current state of it. Hopefully this workaround helps you out somewhat, and otherwise just avoid those advanced ones. You can skip them. The master boons anyway are the most potent and important ones aside from the extra damage boost and damage resistance against specific enemies. But that varies on content. So thanks for watching. A special thank you to all these channel members, and we'll see you guys around. Goodbye for now.